Hello everyone. Oh no, my camera isn't working. Oh dear. I kind of suspected this when I noticed the light wasn't on, but I was on my starting soon screen, which doesn't actually show the camera, so yeah, that's a problem. There's my camera also not showing up. I know what's done it. It's the Google Meet session I had last night that did something. Hey puppy. We see if the puppy cam works. Because although Poppy is not standing still right now, uh, we could at least get some sort of camera going, right? We'll work with that. Oh no, I didn't want to rate it in the App Store. Go away. Okay, so let's trigger Poppy Cam on this scene. Okay, yeah, we've got a camera. We can go to just chatting, and I think put Poppy Cam on here. Hello. Yes, this is optimal. That's Poppy. Say hi. You're on stream. Even though you're not, you're a bit camera shy at the moment, but we've got some Poppy footage, yay. So what am I doing here? I'm gonna have to unplug my webcam and plug it back in again. Please hold. Let's get some sort of technical difficulty screen going, shall we? Where's the text? Cool. And do we have background music on the scene? It looks like we do, but I can't hear it through the monitor for some reason. So, enjoy. Okay, which one of you ourselves is the webcam? What about if I put this over here? Alright, we're gonna give this another try. Just chatting. There's Poppy. Oh no, you can see the mess that's on my table. Ignore, ignore. Where's just chatting? We want... Yeah, there you go. Just flop down in front of the camera and entertain the audience, people. Poppy. My webcam's not working. Seriously, like, loading it up in Google Meet should not be able to cause hardware problems of this magnitude. What do you suggest, Bob? This is problematic. We could go back to our technical difficulty screen and I'll just give it another go, unplugging and plugging it back in. We should have background music kicking in now. Yes? There we go. If worst comes to worst, we can use the Poppy cam and just point it at me. This is the webcam. It's like the last thing I want to do is restart OBS right now. Let's see, sources. Go here. PuppyCam's working, although Puppy is deigning to hide just off screen. Webcam properties. Can I restart it somehow? Can I fire up the webcam in another app? Because that was my debugging process last night when Google Meet decided to wreck it. GUVC view is usually good. When worst comes to worst, I could window capture the GUVC window. But no, it's coming up straight, like just plain black. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. I can't even close it. Force quit. Alright, backup strategy. We are using the PuppyCam, aka my phone. For an alternative perspective. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like pro gamer, you could focus on the keyboard to see what I'm doing with each action. Can I rotate it somehow? This is its natural point. Now that's not terrible. Not particularly flattering, but not terrible. No, this way. Hi. What a perfect way to wrap up this game. Have crazy ass technical issues. If I got my tripod out, I could angle that properly. I don't usually bother with the tripod for Poppy because she moves around so much. It's not particularly easy to grab her. But this should work. Hey, maybe this could be the new camera position. Because there's a good possibility this will have to be my new camera for Monday's stream, at least. I would have thought that the issues I had last night with the whole Google Meet video dying and then refusing to restart, they should have cleared themselves up since I actually physically shut down the machine and I've unplugged and replugged the webcam. A real pity if it's broken, and I'm annoyed at the ability for software to break it. You can't quite see it here, but it's a Logitech Sphere AF. It is the most AF sphere that Logitech have ever made, and I really quite like it. Maybe it's an excuse to get upgrades, I guess. Alright, so what are we doing? SOMA. Let's go to this one, and we'll have to turn off the main camera. And yeah, I'm not moving Puppy Camera. Puppy Camera can just stay right there. That's fine. Let's get into the game. I don't think we actually have more than about an hour of gameplay left anyway. Even that might be a bit overestimating it. We've decided to not kill the WoW, and we're on our way to the Phi base, which is where the Omega Space Gun is. Puppy, you wanna come on my lap? We can both be on camera. Fine. So we're basically done with the game. And there's a few bits in the sort of cutscene at the end which really annoy me and take me out of the game. But we'll get to that. If you've played it before, you know. And this loading screen is helpfully reminding us the Ark is on its way to Phi on an automated tram. Simon just needs to make sure he gets there as well. It's interesting, this loading screen text is actually fine in terms of the kerning. But whenever the game has like text that it's showing for subtitles or for a piece of paper that you're looking at, the kerning is terrible. And I figured out why when I was trying to replicate some of the text for my BRB screen that you saw just then. It's because the game isn't using a normal font rendering library for some of those texts. Some of the text is baked into the texture that's done by the designers. It works fine. That text we just saw might be the same deal. But anywhere that the game is like dynamically doing some subtitles for some piece of paper that you picked up, it's got its own little definition of what the fonts look like, and it's just a direct draw texture with a XML file detailing the coordinates and sizes of each of the glyphs. And yeah, you can build yourself a nice little monospace font engine with that. But, bye WoW. See you. Take care of humanity, please. But if you try and do it like that for proportional fonts, you're not taking into account kerning, which is a very important thing that... Yeep. Hey, what the hell? Oh, that's a big, scary thing. Let's go. Wow. Just had to give us one more jump scare, didn't they? Anyway, fonts. Yeah. Because my talk of kerning wasn't exciting enough. We had to have a big scary fish thing chase us. At any rate, the takeaway is, if you're developing a game engine, just use a library for font rendering. There's lots of them out there, like free type stuff, Cairo or whatever. They're great. We could plug ourselves in here, but we're not gonna, because we're tainted with that weird structure gel. And even though it doesn't have any real effect on the game, like the ending, I like to think I need to preserve the WoW as much as possible. It's done an okay job. It's created a few eldritch horrors, yes, but it's enabled the whole Ark project. And look at that. There's the red lights of the... Whoop, whoop. Nope. Stay away. Omega Space Gun. And the dome that we're going towards. Would you stop trying to eat me? You ate the other guy. And I'm grateful for that. But does that not sate you? Oh great, now I've got turned around. There we go. Omega Space Gun. Let's go. Oh great, and now I don't have a good view of my chat window in case anyone wants to chat. Because I was moving windows around to try and debug the camera issue. This is going to be a very scuffed way to end SOMA. Alright, let's go. Let's try and avoid the big fishies and the treacherous currents which could sweep me off the edge and into the abyss forever. Ooh. Hi. I think that's the tram track that the Ark would have come along on. Still very atmospheric and picturesque if it weren't for the whole fish trying to eat me. I'd love some sort of weird, more open world kind of SOMA game where you're playing as the survivors. And maybe a few weird diving suit WoW constructs like Simon. Like maybe we decide to embody Catherine at the end of this, so she can walk around and keep us company at the bottom of the ocean. I've read some fanfic that went along those lines. Where this Simon and the Simon that we left up at Delta? Theta? Wherever we left the other Simon. They sort of reconcile a bit, and we embody Catherine, and it's all good. Speaking of Catherine, I think we should be able to find her here. Just conclude that arc of her story. And I'm hoping that's the last of the monsters we have to evade. Alright. Done. Where's that cat? Here we go. And game teleports us. Now, there you go. Nice lighting effect.
This has to be Phi, right? Hope the Ark made it here in one piece.
Well, bad news is we've got more WoW goop taking over things. Level creators got lazy and decided they didn't want to populate all of these little cabinets and things, so they just glued the door shut. That's great. Service area. What's in here? We'll never know. Control room. Here we go. We should be able to plug Catherine in here.
Catherine, can you hear me?
I hear you. This is Phi. What happened to Tab?
A lot, actually. But we're back on schedule now.
Did you find the Ark?
I did, but I kinda lost it on my way here on an automated tram thing headed to Phi. So it should be around somewhere.
That's great. Let's go get it.
What happened at Tau? A lot, actually. Simon just kind of glosses over the fact that we found the last human alive and euthanized her.
Phi is up and running.
By the way, found your co-worker.
Did you find out what happened to the Ark team?
Not really. For some reason, they didn't go through with the launch, so they took the
Some
Ark
reason.
back to Tau.
I hope everything's okay with the space gun.
Yeah, I doubt I'll be able to repair one of those.
Well, given enough time, Simon, you should have plenty of. Let's see. Let's look at the console first. Locate our payload. Let's see. We are here. I guess we've come in through this way. And down there in storage is a blinky yellow light. Who knows what that means? Ah, yes. And that little plus is one of the black boxes for the team. Whose black box, I wonder? That's right, I want to go back. I'm too used to Elite Dangerous, where right-click backs you out of menus. It's quite a nice system, I gotta say.
A satellite is loaded into a shell. The shell is accelerated by electromagnets along the barrel.
Whee!
Enough momentum to escape Earth's gravity is gained before regression. Reaching space, the satellite will shed the shell and unfold. Onboard thrusters settle the satellite into an orbit.
Oh hey, someone's talking, but I don't know who. If I need to make my mouse pointer escape for a second. Which unfortunately means I need to go into the options and the video. It's absolutely nuts, but I have to turn full screen off to go to borderless. Means I lose the gamma effect, but... Happy Light! How are you, Happy? And then we go back into display mode, full screen, because I want the gamma effect. Although I guess the gamma effect wouldn't come through on stream, would it? Because that's just the game's changing my monitor brightness, old school style. Let's try. Oh no, it did affect it. Weird. Return to the game. Which field do you work in? Yeah, I'm a web developer. I do React and Node these days, although I have a lot of other crazy stuff I've done. And I work for Domain, which is Australia's home of property. Hanging on by a thread. How are you? Oh, I feel you, buddy. Lately, like last couple of weeks, felt very much out of energy and no focus. Okay, we've got a red dot here for the cargo now. Requires manual offload. Cool. What's your view on risk auditing? I don't really know. Can't say I've ever audited a risk. That's the game where you roll 2d6 and you conquer territories on a world map, right? Yeah. So, staff activity. Here we go. Incoming. So our Herber came in on the 11th of May. Oh, that's me. That's the suit that we're in. That's the body we're inhabiting, isn't it? Prior to that, on the 27th of December, 5 people came in. Peterson, Linwall, Chun, Ivashkin, and Hill. And outgoing logs... Oh, only 4 people left. That's strange. Peterson, Linwall, Ivashkin, and Hill. How about that? Launch log? I don't think anything got launched. Cool.
This feels like the longest day of my life.
It is the longest day of your life, Simon.
It's just been one day.
I have no idea. Our time together is a confusing patchwork of moments to me.
What time is it then? What day?
It's May 11th, 2104, 3:30 a.m., but I don't remember when we started.
Yeah, and I think we've actually blacked out several times during this trip, where it might have been weeks or months before the WoW goop just sort of restarted our systems. Because we got captured by that spooky creature and embedded into a wall of
I woke up in my
flesh.
bed today, It just happens to have happened 100 years ago.
Sounds like a riddle.
It does. I woke up in my bed today, 100 years ago. Who am I? Who am I?
So let's secure the Ark. And we can also investigate what the deal is with that little black box marker that we saw on the map. And solve the riddle of why 4 people left but 5 people entered. Yep, this is...
It's crazy to think where I am. Not only
Hey,
is
loads.
this the future, it's in the middle of the sea. I know nothing of this time or what the world looks like.
Not much to brag about now. Before the comet, I guess it was okay.
Yeah, better not oversell it. Might change my mind about the Ark.
Okay, can't open those doors. And we
What will you do
unplug.
when you get into the Ark? What's the first thing?
Make sure the Ark is safe, stabilize flight path, activate solar panels.
Oh, what's the first human thing you're gonna do?
Oh. Watch the clouds roll by? Does that count?
I'd say so.
So those switches don't work. There's a bunch of power cables we might be able to follow and enable something. Here we go, more switches. Warning, do not operate machinery without safeguards. Oh, it's one of these little energy units that we got before. Okay, I hope this machine wasn't important. And it looks like the air conditioning. Electrical room. Good thing we don't need the air conditioning on. Okay, bye, I'm going to crash now. Thank you for dropping by, Happy Light. I really do appreciate it. It's always nice to see a friendly face in stream. That door we don't need to try and open. This door we can plug that in and open. Nice. You know, if they didn't design the doors to be so big and bulky like this, you wouldn't require power to open them. And there's the Ark.
Found the Ark.
Good job, Simon. Now we just need to find the assembly space so we can stuff the Ark into a shell.
Yeah, the assembly space. I think that's where we're going to have an unpleasant surprise. For Catherine, anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Catherine. Such a sad story, really. There's the wrench. We can do the whole data mine thing, but I want to put this enormous arc down first. And I assume the game actually would let me not data mine that and then not reveal that to Catherine.
I think
But-
I found the assembly space.
What do you see?
It's like a huge open shell, a bullet ready to be loaded.
That's great. All prepared for the Ark.
On it.
Do we need to put a cover on it? I think this whole room doesn't have power, so we kind of need to. Yeah, that's right. Stay there. I'll go get that battery we don't need anymore. It's a little puzzle. Just a little mini puzzle. Yoink. You see, why can't we just leave the door open like this? Why did that door not need one, but this contraption does? Alright, let's tell Kath.
Are you suggesting we keep it down here? Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose? inside the Ark won't know the difference. We can just keep it down here, and we don't have to risk the Ark being shot through 5,000 meters of broken barrel, and then push through another 100,000 meters of a dust-filled atmosphere.
Will the casing stand all that pressure?
Well, the odds aren't great.
Catherine, say something. I don't care what you think. I'm launching it.
No need to be like that. Let's just hang on to it for a while and think about it. We can launch it later.
No, that wasn't the deal. We made it to save them, to launch it. Out there, it's hope. Down here, it's a fucking terrarium waiting to die with the rest of us.
Come on, Catherine. It's not asking much. Let's just think about it before we risk the only hope humanity has to survive this hell.
No, we launch it today. This is my project, my Ark.
It's bigger than that. Don't you get it? It's not for you to decide. We're talking about the fate of mankind.
Get away from the Ark. I'm taking it.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna let you ruin this.
Stop it!
Guys, calm down.
Get away from me! No!
What the fuck did you do?
It was an accident.
Catherine, talk to me. Catherine.
Oh, God. Catherine,
Did you say something?
it's you. You had an accident.
Accident.
Oh. You mean Catherine. Don't worry, it's better this way.
That's cold. Well, let's see this.
How did she die?
You got into a fight with your colleagues. They didn't want to risk launching the Ark. Thought it might not make it through the atmosphere.
They killed me?
I'm sure it was an accident. They were just trying to stop you from launching.
How could they kill me?
There we go.
Catherine,
I know I'm not an easy person to like. I just thought they trusted me.
come on. Don't do this to yourself.
There needs to be one of those hyper-specific German words for the feeling that you get when you don't want to do anything that might trigger a new cutscene or dialogue in a computer game. Because
Did you have friends in Toronto, Simon? Real friends?
There was some. Jesse, Sean, Kevin.
I always wanted a friend. Like a real one. Someone you'd never hold back with.
I'll be your friend.
Oh, pity friendship? That was even
No one
worse.
wants to be your friend, Simon. Yeah, hyper-specific German word for
Do you
not...
think the Ark will make it through the atmosphere and into space?
It almost doesn't matter anymore. We just need to try. If we burn, we burn. If we're lucky, we just gave humanity a new chance, a whole new era. With the Ark on Earth, maybe we have a few decades of power to keep it running. In space, we have thousands of years.
Still, one hell of a gamble, though.
This was never about certainty. It's about hope.
Because you're concerned that you'll trigger another cutscene that will end the current dialogue that's happening, and then you won't get to hear the entirety of the current dialogue. And in this one, they've spaced it out excruciatingly so that just as you think you're about to be able to, okay, I'm safe, I've heard the important dialogue I wanted to hear, I can trigger the next quest or whatever, it triggers another little bit of dialogue. And I love it, and it's natural. It's just that I don't trust the game engine to not accidentally overwrite whatever is going on when I trigger whatever this is. It's just like in Grand Theft Auto when you're driving with a person that you're talking to a destination, and you slow down before you reach the destination because you want to make sure you've heard everything.
Is that it?
I'm really not that familiar with guns of any size. Oh, here we go. All systems say go.
Lock and load.
Combat up and we'll head out to the gun.
See, if we'd accidentally interspersed that dialogue with the kind of grim dialogue talking about Catherine's death, it just wouldn't have made sense. And I don't know if the game developers would have even considered that in a way that wouldn't cause one of the dialogues to just bug out. Also, really nice detail. If you destroy the WoW in this game earlier, you only have one hand left. And this animation actually takes account of that. This is a nice little touch. Alright, Catherine. Now we just gotta launch it, right?
Now what?
Now we just need to get the shell into the gun and then, kaboom.
Aren't you forgetting something? How are you gonna get us on board the Ark? Don't we need to make another scan?
Oh, don't you worry.
Oh, Simon.
You don't operate something like the Omega space gun with your bare hands.
You mean it's a pilot seat? Like back at Omicron?
Yes, and we can use it to transfer you to the Ark while operating the gun. 2 birds and all that. Now, take the Omnitool and plug it in next to the seat and I'll guide you through the final steps.
Catherine, when you say transfer to the Ark, you might want to use the word copied to the Ark. Just so Simon gets, like, an understanding of what's happening and we can get it out of his system now, instead of at the last minute when we're doing the launch. You know, just because he's a little dim, like, he's from the stupid ages, 100 years ago, he might not still understand, despite the very obvious hints, exactly what's going on with simulated consciousness. But this is nice. We're near the end. We get a successful launch. We get to see what plays out on Earth and in space. I feel like there is some more you could do with this game. Like, this game as a series. You could do some sort of prequel, or you could explore what happens on the Ark. Very nice. There's our gun. And down there is where we load it. Doesn't seem to be any WoW goop around, which is nice. Doesn't try to assimilate this system. Danger. Restricted area. Do not operate machinery without safeguards.
Oh, I'll never get used to that.
Guess you won't have to. Not after this is over.
Right. Have a seat.
I'm kind of impressed that they got the same pilot seat technology to work underwater while you're wearing a helmet.
Comfortable?
As good as it's gonna get.
Okay, I'll activate the seat. You should be able to use the machines to load the bullet you've assembled.
How do you operate this thing?
Don't know, I never tried this one. But pilot seats are notoriously easy to use, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Just like getting your picture taken. So we are not here. We are over there. And we're gonna pick this up. It's a little difficult to see, but that's the bullet. Guess I just click. Oh, I hold it. Do I hold R to rotate like the early game tutorials? No? What do you have in mind, game? Just have to point and click? There we go.
There we go.
Okay, ready ready when you are. Just hit the button and we're off.
But we need to transfer our minds to the Ark.
We also need to make sure it launches at all, so I tied them to a single switch. Just push the button and we're off.
Here we go. No turning back.
Thank you, Simon.
Don't mention it.
It's an amazing thing you did. And I want you to know I appreciate it.
That last line there kind of smells of the sort of sudden betrayal that you might get in
What's the
a
matter with the upload?
System Shock or whatever.
Thought you guys would have better bandwidth in the future.
But she's sincere. She's just... yeah. And she's copying herself first, which is nice.
10 seconds. 9. 8.
Here we go.
7.
Oh, we're not going to make it.
You gotta be kidding me!
4.
Unless most of Simon's head is empty space.
Come on, load!
Yep, there we go.
Yes! Fuck yeah, we made it!
And now we get to see the whole protagonist is very stupid again thing.
I'm still here. Catherine? Catherine?
Which sucks.
I'm here.
What the hell happened? What went wrong?
Nothing. They're out there, among the stars. We're here.
No. We were getting on the Ark. I saw it. It finished loading just before it launched.
Yeah, I saw.
Then why are we still here?
Simon, I can't keep telling you how it works. You won't listen. You know why we're here. You were copied onto the Ark. You just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss. We both did. Just like Simon at Omicron, just like the man who died in Toronto 100 years ago.
No. This is bullshit. We came all this way. We launched the Ark.
I know it sucks, but our copies are up there. Catherine and Simon are both safe on the Ark. Be happy for them.
Are you crazy? We're gonna die down here with those fuckers living at large on a spaceship. They're not us. They're not us.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Simon. I'm proud of what we did. We made sure that something of the hundreds of thousands of years of human history survives, that something lives on.
No. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Catherine. You lied. And I believed in you. I trusted you. You said we're getting on the fucking Ark.
We are on the Ark, you idiot! I didn't lie. I can't be responsible for your goddamn ignorance. You
Fuck!
You really did it this time, Simon.
Please don't leave me alone. Catherine? Catherine?
But we do get to see the flip side. Though I think we can let the credits play through here at least. They've earned it. It's a very good game. You see, the kerning on this text is fine, and I wonder if it's just done as a pre-baked texture or the game is actually rendering it properly this time. I think it's more likely it's a pre-baked texture. Simon Jarrett, played by Jared Zeus. Catherine Chun, played by Nell Mooney. I kinda gotta say, it would have been nice for them to get actual Asian representation for Catherine's voice actor. Because, you know, it's just like the random bits of text we see sprinkled around the decor. It's kind of nice as an aesthetic, saying like, oh yeah, in the future, people are multilingual, or there's, you know, multiculturalism. But when you really look at it, the text is just there, here and there, and most of the main text is English. Then it's just done for the aesthetic. Likewise, like, Catherine's a cool character, but maybe they could have gotten a proper actual, you know, representative voice actress for her. It was a good performance anyway. And I do love the ambience and the aesthetic of it all, and yeah. You could do a lot more with this setting. A game about you're on the Ark, but actually something else is wrong, like, you know, because we copied those people who turned out to be a bit psychopaths. Probably there's some serious social issues with an Ark with immortal people on it, but some of them are a bit crazy. And it's the WoW that made the Ark possible in the first place with the vivarium that Catherine found. So who knows, there could be some dark aspect of it as well. And then, like the fanfic I read, yeah, you've got Simon, who is still on Earth, trying to find a way to repair Catherine, collaborating with the other Simon, and the person that became the Dunbat, and, you know, all the other random little personalities that have been installed into robots. Or a prequel. Like, after the comet hit, but before everything went so quite terribly wrong. And here we are.
Whoa. Is this... Did it work?
I wonder how you decide your physical form when you're in an Ark environment. It's like, we're wearing jeans. We're not a diving suit anymore. I guess it just kind of reads out your mental image of yourself. It's a pretty cave. That's nice. There's a bit of pop-in in the distance, you can just see there. There's like a rock in the stream. Pretty minor as graphical bitches go. Yeah, I'd love you to take, like, the Witcher 3 engine and use it to make this have boundaries that aren't so obvious, and you can go exploring and actually be a person who lives in the Ark. Wow, that pop-in is extreme. I don't remember it being quite as bad. And it's not like we're running this through Proton or anything crazy. This is a native game. Here we go. Let's do a quiz. Calibration survey, V3.3. If you're reading this, you've successfully entered the Ark. This survey is designed to give the developers a better understanding of your subjective experience and how to improve your well-being. Please continue with the survey. How would you describe your physical condition? I feel invigorated, a better version of myself. And this is, of course, the same quiz that we did on the random terminal deep underwater somewhere. How would you describe your mental condition? Oh, buddy. I don't think multiple choice is really gonna really properly assess my mental condition right now, but let's put ourselves in the shoes of Simon V4 and say, yeah, I feel normal. How would you describe your senses? I feel more sensitive to and aware of my surroundings, and everything has a lot of bloom on it. How would you describe the sensation of your new condition? It's pleasant. Are you troubled by the fact that you are no longer strictly human? Somewhat. I feel like I lost myself. How do you perceive your new existence? Let's say it's like a new chapter. Let's say maybe this Simon finally gets it. Let's try and be optimistic about it. Do you think this new existence will be a life worth living? Yes, just as much as my previous life. Would you rather be removed from the project and accept death? No. And I don't think it would necessarily be death either. It would be non-existence. You could be put on standby and revivified at any time. It's not strictly death, just like unplugging Catherine from the various workstations. It wasn't death for her. She's plugged in again and she immediately is alive again. Your answers have been saved. Thank you for participating, the ARC team. Birds are chirping, stream is babbling. Mysterious entities are popping in and out of existence in my peripheral view. But I don't think that's intentional. What game am I going to do after this? Do I want to keep doing the random Sunday streams? I'll stick with MS-DOS Mondays, of course, because... Here we go. That's apparently where they live. Interesting. Hey, Catherine.
Catherine! I can't believe we actually made it.
Well, we did.
I'm so relieved.
It's okay, Simon. Everything's all right now.
Perhaps aliens will discover the Ark orbiting Earth and saves humanity that way, or experiment with them. Of course, one thing we didn't touch on is the whole Omega Space Gun launch that we just did. We didn't spend months carefully calculating the trajectory that we were going to fire the Ark on. Didn't do any kind of orbital mechanics to figure out, like, okay, we're going to put it in a stable orbit in the solar system somewhere, around a different planet like Mars. It definitely doesn't look like it's in a stable orbit around Earth, now you look at it. Because normally when you do these kind of launches, you have to consider where Earth is in relation to the rest of the solar system. And your gun is kind of fixed at a point on Earth's surface, so you have to say, like, oh, okay, we're launching May the 20th, you know? So it's entirely possible that that poor satellite is going to just burn up somewhere. Or just float through space indefinitely, but if it does that, then it gets further away from the sun, and that's another problem. And there you have it. Thank you very much for joining me for this favourite game of mine. And despite the technical difficulties we've had at the start, oh my goodness, I really hope my camera is resurrectable. I guess we will find out on Monday at 7 PM my time, which is 2 hours later than when I started this stream for any international viewers, whether or not my camera still works. I'll be trying to finish UFO Enemy Unknown. I have no guarantees that I will actually do the endgame for that tomorrow, because it's a long game, and we're just trying to get through the end of the last in-game month there to get our team prepped, so who knows how that's going to work out. But, you know, if you want to join me, please do. If you want to have slightly more advanced notice of when I go live, you can follow me on Twitter. The links are there, or on neko.stream, which is my fancy site for placeholders for links and things like that. And down in the Twitch description, but I haven't put it on the site yet, is also a link to my YouTube, which has the VODs, so you can watch all of these relatively ad-free. Twitch seems to spam a lot of ads on VODs these days. And yes, thank you very much. Let's get out of the game. I get my mouse cursor back. And we could go to the just chatting screen. Yes, here we go. Yeah, the Poppy Cam doesn't do as well in low light levels. The sun's setting right now, and it's actually quite pretty. If you are in Sydney, perhaps just go out and have a look at that. As a way to follow on from this raid. But we could also go do something else. Let's see. Let's go say hi to Captain Peelcard again. He's currently playing Doom 2 on Ultraviolence. And he's a Legally Blind streamer that also plays a lot of cool retro games, like a lot of Sierra games as well. Oh, hello. Where are we? I'm so scuffed today with my stream. And who said, Mr. Cynics? Hello, what a pretty keyboard. Yeah, that's the first time I've really shown my keyboard on stream. It's a Massdrop Ctrl, and am I just going to have non-stop technical difficulties today? Yeah, here we go. So we've got the usual RGB spam. I kind of like the pastel colors because it's just a little less in your face. Also, hi and bye. No worries, thank you, Mr. Cynics. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well on this day. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow when I do some UFO. But for now, let's go visit another streamer friend of ours. Right. Captain Pilcard. Playing some classic Doom 2. Should be fun. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.